Go figure. The last section was good, but then I get a torrential downpour and I have to hike in it, and the trail becomes shit again. More than anything, I hate this trail. I don't want to do it. Woke up and it's raining on and off pretty hard. I've been getting decent gusts of wind carrying decent amounts of water. So that's my footprint tarp that I've been using for my tent. And I would much rather sacrifice a little bit of coverage on that than get soaked, because it's just too cold. It's way too cold and way too windy to get soaked right now, and that would not end well for my health. I put a little hole in the top, like a little front and center, because I need extra tarp to go over the backpack hump. It should come down about the same distance. And then to hold it in place, I'm gonna try and use paracord and tie it around my hips. Hopefully it'll keep me and my backpack for the most part dry. The only thing that I'm worried about now is just the terrain. If it's not maintained and I'm trudging through deep grass and debris that is coming down in the path, I'm gonna get snagged all over the place with that tarp. My legs and my shoes are gonna get soaked. So there's definitely some chance of all kinds of nastiness happening today. I don't wanna do it, but I have to do it. This is the type of stuff I wanted to avoid. Shit obstacle 1. Motherfucker. Alright, so here's the scoop. I'm getting rained out. This is miserable. There's a road that I'm crossing, and I can take it around the mountain without too many extra miles to get to my rendezvous point. The last section was good, but then I get a torrential downpour and I have to hike in it, and the trail becomes shit again. I am miserable. I hate it. I hate this trail. Never do it. Do it in sections. Don't fucking do the whole thing as a through hike. Pardon my language. I'm just really agitated right now. I apologize for the profanity earlier, but you gotta understand how miserable this is. It's just been one thing after another, and then to make it to this point and try your damnedest to get through this hike, and it feels like you're being thwarted at every turn. And now my gear, I feel like my gear is getting ruined out here. And then mix that with, I can't get my miles. Not only is it aggravating, but in these kinds of weather conditions, this trail is dangerous as hell. Like, I almost face planted a few times into rock piles because of how steep it is. And that's part of the reason why I didn't continue on trail and I blue blazed along the roads. You're trying to go up, like there were times where I was going so steep of an incline, I could barely even get my trekking poles in front of me because of how high I had to lift them just to get them onto the ground a foot in front of me. And then picture that incline, the exact same, going downhill. And each one of these climbs and descents is about 3/4 to a mile long. And you're doing it in rainy, cold conditions. There are rocks everywhere. There's down debris everywhere. So not only are you getting miserable, cold, frustrated, and all that, you're starting to rush. I started to rush it because I just wanted to get it done. It's a combination for accidents, because as I was rushing it to get down, I slipped on a rock and I nearly went flying downhill face first into a bunch more rocks. And that is like worst case scenario, to be stuck out in the mountains like this, a very unwalked trail in this kind of weather. I would never get found, and if I were to fall and knock my head on a rock and go unconscious, I would catch like hypothermia probably out here. And I wouldn't be able to hit my SOS because I'd be unconscious. That gives you a little bit more context of what's going on inside my head and what I am dealing with out here that's causing so much misery on this camera right now. We got the lift. We're at Po Valley State Park and got a tent set up, and now I'm off to the bathhouse to plug my gear in to start charging. Alright, so the front half was miserable. Second half is better. It lifted my spirits a little bit more, a lot bit more. So a friend of mine came out and she picked me up, and we went and she took me everywhere I needed to go. I went and did laundry. I was able to get my clothes dried out that got soaked today. We went to a tavern, so we got some good food, got some drinks. Got to go to the market to get some ring bologna and smoked meats and more tortillas. It was good. Now we're at the Po Valley and I got a nice warm shower for tomorrow. And I got all my tech plugged in and recharging. Every little moral boost is helpful. It all counts in the grand scheme of things to keep my sanity running. Now it's bedtime. I'm whooped. Probably eat a sandwich before bed because I'm starving. The rain is still going. It should be done around midnight tonight. And then hopefully it'll be done, and tomorrow morning I'll be able to kind of take my time and get things ready to go, because it's nice and heated in this bathroom, so I may stick around a little bit to let the mountains air out a little bit. Not that it's gonna dry out in time, but we can hope. Yep, we're at that point again. Thing's pumping out hot air. It's drying my stuff super quick. Just waiting out the rain again. If the rain doesn't let up, I'm gonna have to go to a plan B. I do not have a plan B just yet. The mountain laurels, they are literally lining this entire path, sometimes on both sides, going up and over like an arch. It's like a little enchanted path, we'll say.